Hi, I'm Cristin Lowe and welcome back. If you are looking at this, we are now on part 3, which would be the UCCJEA, and this applies to you if you have minor children of your marriage. So you should have already watched my video on FL-100, which is the petition, and FL-110, which would be the summons. So if you have minor children, we're going to be going to FL-105, which would be the declaration, and it's called a UCCJEA because it's a very long name. So the UCCJEA is for children of the marriage, and a child of the marriage would be a child who is biologically yours and your spouse's, and this is the petitioner and the respondent's child or children, or adopted. So commonly used forms. Let's take you to that, and again to the FL-105. I'm always going to refer to it as the UCCJEA because the actual title is really, really long, and even they give me permission to abbreviate it. So this form has not actually updated since 2014, so we're going to be using the video series from 2014 to explain how to do this form. But what I want you to remember is, just like the FL-100 and the FL-110, the other forms, we want to keep the captions the same. So in the 2014 video, we have a different caption. I want you to ignore that. I want you to use what you've learned in the series thus far this year in 2015. So you're going to be filling out your name, the best mailing address for you, phone number, email address if necessary, and attorney for, and you are in pro per. You're going to make sure to fill out the correct court address, the correct court information, and petitioner and respondent. And then I want you to hopefully enjoy the 2014 series. Alright, so number 1, I'm a party to the proceeding. Number 2, unless there's domestic violence, and if there's domestic violence, you want to consult with an attorney, so talk with me afterwards. So we're not going to check that. Number 3, in our example, we have 2 kids. We have Susan and Robert, so we're going to put under 3, we're going to specify the number. We're going to put 2 minor children. It doesn't matter if you do the number or you write it out. And we're going to go to child's name. So our oldest child in our example is Susan. So we've got Susan Smith. And we want to go back 5 years. So place of birth. Let's just say Susan was born in San Francisco and California. Date of birth, does anybody remember the date that we put down for Susan? So we want to put a birth date down, and it should match whatever the petition was. If somebody can look that up, thank you. And she is a female. And then we're going to put the period of residence. And again, we're going to go back 5 years. The most recent address is there. And if you cannot remember the specific month and day, at least get the year, because we want to go back 5 years. So let's just say from 2010 to the present, Susan's been living at Jamie's address. And that's the 123 Main Street. And then the person lived with, and we'll say that Susan's lived with Jamie Smith and Dale Smith. And the relationship would be parents. And that's the next box over there. There we go. Just go down to the purple. There we go. And let's purl that. Perfect. And then we want to go back, and let's just, for simplicity's sake, say from birth, so 11/11/99 to 2010. And then we only have to do the city and the state, so you don't have to go back and remember every address you've lived at for the past 5 years. So let's just say they lived in San Francisco from birth until 2010. So San Francisco, California. And then the same thing, the person lived with, we assume Jamie and Dale Smith, and they are the parents. And if you lived at more addresses, you would want to keep filling that out. And if you need an attachment page, there are attachment pages that you can put in there. But let's just keep scrolling down. Remember, these are just minor children of the relationship. We don't count stepkids. We don't count your children from a prior relationship. We don't count pets, no matter how much you think that they are your children. All right, and then we have Robert here. So we're going to put Robert Smith up under B. Perfect. And let's just say Robert was also born in San Francisco. and place of birth. And his date of birth. Again, I have no recollection of what example we used for his date of birth. Oh, my volunteer knows. Okay, and it's a boy, male. And so if Robert has always lived with Susan, like most traditional households, we would just have to check that box. Residence information is the same as given above for child A. So we don't have to retype it all, which is great. And I know the form seems a little funny and seems all blank, but that's actually a good thing. So let's keep going down. So as long as Robert's always lived where Susan's lived, we can just omit the rest of the information and go on to page 2. If you had more than 2 children, you would attach a page. That was what you would see under C and D. And if they have more residences, you would attach a page. All right, so again, top of page 2, we always have the caption. Short title, marriage of, or us attorneys like to do IRMO, which is in re marriage of, IRMO. It doesn't matter. So marriage of Smith. And again, we don't have a case number yet. You will get a case number at some point in time. All right, so for most people, the rest of this form is very easy. So I'm not going to go into the details. I'm going to assume that your kids have always lived with you and nobody is trying to take them away from you, and there are no criminal cases or juvenile cases, and we don't have CPS involved. So for most people, 4, you're going to check the box no, meaning nobody else is trying, there are no other cases involving the kids. And then we're going to scroll down to the next question, and we're also going to check the box no, because we're going to assume that nobody else is trying to take custody of your kids away from you. So what I tell my clients is, you want this page to look blank. It's a good thing for it to look blank. All right, let's keep going down. Okay, so we want to leave it all blank. And then number 6, you want to check no, because nobody wants to have custody over your kids. Perfect. All right, and that'll scroll us down all the way to the bottom. And you want to print your name here. And you're going to date it, and you will sign it once you print it out. Now this is where you're going to need a little bit of knowledge over your particular courthouse. Contra Costa County, for example, requires this document to be attached to your petition. So we did your petition earlier, that's the FL-100. Other counties, for example, Solano County, want them to be 2 separate documents. So every county is just a little bit different. Alameda County doesn't care. You can put it all together, you can leave it separate, they don't care. But that's definitely a county-specific thing, so you'll want to make sure you know how to bring your papers to the courthouse. Okay. So if you're the petitioner, we've now done the petition, we've done the summons, and this UCCJEA if you have minor children of your relationship. Those are the 3 documents you need to bring down to the courthouse and start the divorce process. So we're going to next talk, not really so much about the forms, but we're going to talk about what do you do now that you have your forms completed out. So now you're done with Form FL-105, the UCCJEA. Take a deep breath. You have now completed all 3 forms you need to be able to file for divorce and get your case started. Our next video in the series is going to be the proof of service of summons, so that's what happens after you file for divorce and how to serve your spouse, and that's Form FL-115. If you have any questions, please contact us at 925-215-1388. You can reach out to me also by email. My email address is Cristin@CristinLoweLaw.com. We'd love to hear from you, and if you're interested in more videos, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel.